Hey, T.O.A.S.T.Y, how you doing?
I am poor.
Poor? How can you be poor? We live in a space station, after all.
Yeah, well, still poor. I mean, I got things I need to buy, and you give me like a pay rise like never.
Maybe I should do something about that.
Yeah, you should.
I'm all for robot equality and fair pay and all that sort of thing. How about this? 100% increase in pay effective immediately.
Okay, well, calculate that up. Let's see. 14, 27, square root of pi, times infinity, square of the hypotenuse, triangle, rectangle, washing machine, dishwasher, yogurt, and cereal. It still adds up to 0! What are you doing to me?
Oh well. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody, and what a great show we have for you. Today we've got award-winning director Scott Weber and his film Lift from the 2000 Crazy 8s Festival. It's going to be a winner. We've got a DIY on keyframes, other stuff.
And things.
Yes, so you overpaid, little bot. Why don't you roll that Wi-Fi?
This is gonna cost you. I'm gonna bill you so hard you don't even know it.
So tell us about the Lift. Okay, Lift. Lift was it's a film about 7 people who find themselves in a waiting room on the way to heaven, and they don't know why they're there. They're kind of stuck in there. A woman forces them to stop, and they don't know why they're there, and they have to basically slowly realize that each one represents one of the 7 deadly sins.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. Tell me about how the genesis of this film began. How did it all come together?
Well, back then, Crazy 8s, the competition was kind of fun, where they basically called you up. They knew of my work from other films I'd made, and they called me up and said, do you want to make a film? And I said, okay. And they said, do you have a script? And I said, no. And they said, but we start in 2 weeks, so better hurry. So we quickly wrote a script, my screenwriter that I work with a lot, and the two of us wrote this script together, and then suddenly, 2 weeks later, we were starting the 8 days of production. So Crazy 8s back then was considered, it was 8 days of production. So you had 8 days to make it from the beginning to when you screened it. You had $800. You could not spend any more than $800, and you could only shoot 800 feet of film.
Right.
Right. So that was the year before us, where you could shoot 800 feet of film. Our year was the first year we shot in video. So they sort of said, okay, let's do something equivalent, and said, you have 1.5 hour tape instead of 800 feet of film.
Wow, that's a frame to work in, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you deal with having only 30 minutes with takes and
it was crazy, because we ended up writing a really long script for 30 minutes of material, because usually you have multiple takes you want to do, and so it takes usually shoot, say, a 10-to-1 ratio, right? So if you're going to make a 10-minute film, you have about 100 minutes maybe, but we only had 30. So it meant that we had to do really long takes. And I sort of came up with this way where basically I don't know if we cheated. Some people thought we cheated, but we decided to rewind the tape. So basically we would record a take, and if we didn't like it, we'd just rewind.
Wow.
But the problem is, sometimes you sort of mostly like a take. Right. So what are you going to do?
Right.
Right?
And so
It's a huge risk.
You just had to go for it.
Yeah, you just rewind and pray that you're going to get something better.
And did you?
Well, yeah. And so we had all these, we had pretty intricate moving shots, and we have a lot of cast, but I couldn't afford to kind of do close-up of everybody. We had to do this kind of long moving takes and things to try and get through it.
Those are good.
Yeah.
So a lot of rehearsing then?
Well, we rehearsed. We could only shoot for 2 days, so there wasn't that much time to rehearse even.
Well, pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
We're going to watch the film.
Yeah.
I'm going to get T.O.A.S.T.Y. I don't know if you've met T.O.A.S.T.Y, but he's going to roll the film for us.
Yes, let's do it.
T.O.A.S.T.Y, roll that Wi-Fi.
the hell am I?
This must be the INE.
The what?
Interpenetrable neurological exploration.
Somehow I expected more.
I hope we don't have to do anything.
Oh, I'm going back.
Approach my station.
Who?
All of you. And no smoking.
Gotta be kidding. Right hand down. Take a seat. Right hand down.
I hate ink stamps. Could I have a different one, please?
Take a seat. Next. Right hand down.
Oh. Well, this means if I go out, I can get back in?
Next.
There's been a mistake. I'll be late for my banquet. It's a buffet.
Perfect.
How come you got a P and I only got an E? Given that we're dead, would it be hopeless to say, you take my breath away?
How long do you expect us to stay here without food?
As long as it takes everyone, collectively,
To do what?
to see what you've been.
I've been good.
I've been wasted a few times.
We don't move until we all move.
How do you know that? Spiked bitch boil burst.
Pull yourself together.
Everybody's gonna get it and I'm gonna fail. I just know it. Oh, where'd you get that dress? I want one. Can I try it on? No.
We're gonna be here forever. I'm in hell with a bunch of morons.
Who do you think you are?
God's right hand. But keep it to yourself.
You're an arrogant, conceited, dead woman.
No violence.
Pay attention. God, sometimes.
I'm listening. What?
I just remembered when I was 9 years old, my best friend's father, he got rich quick. And suddenly, this pink coat that I had wanted for weeks and weeks and weeks, it belonged to her. Oh, I wanted that coat. I still want that coat. You lying, two-faced, well-brained, miserable, sulky bastard! Oh, God. I didn't mean that exactly. I like your shoes.
You do?
Very much.
My shoes?
Yes, can I have them? Harry, look.
What's wrong with your shoes?
Well, I wanted her shoes, didn't I?
Oh, yes.
That's it. Deeper.
Stop groaning, you full-gorged, finger-sucking, silly Billy. Oh, God. What's going on? Isn't it ridiculous? I'm exhausted. Happy. Exhausted with happiness. Embarrassed with affection. Tickling with joy. How did you do that?
Sexy?
Sloppy, silly, slow, sluggish, slouchy. You never do anything.
Because I'm sleepy? Stupid?
I feel sick about these shoes. Perfection presents a particular problem when punctuated with the suffocating ineptness of my fellow workers. I know the answer before the question is posed, but I bite my tongue, harness my impatience, and pray to a higher plateau. Until then, I remain like a prawn crawling along the bottom of the sea, puking on my own brilliance. What are you doing? I can't help it. How would you like it? Non-stop pulsating passion, day in, day out, never satisfied.
That wouldn't be so bad.
Oh, you don't understand. I've been like this since I was 4.
What else you get at? You got any hobbies?
I like to swim.
Well, then think about swimming.
What do you mean?
Oh. No. See, I like to swim. It's the one thing that gives me some get up and go. Go. Yeah. Would you look at that? Hey, what are we all so worried about? Let's just go. What are we waiting for?
I can't swim.
I can't drive. I don't care.
Yeah! You gotta do what you do best. Why? I'll bet I can still ride this thing.
Harry? Harry?
I have a lifetime subscription to the opera. Always went to Antonio's after. His vermicelli frittatas. How's the water?
It's cool. Refreshing.
Are you gonna hoover that whole box?
Help yourself.
About time. Soft centers. Never really liked soft centers.
If you don't want them, If you don't want them, don't eat them.
Truth be told, I ate before My basement is stocked with 144 of the finest whiskeys money can buy. When did I think I was gonna drink all that booze?
I love you.
That's nice. I'm so glad I did that. Oh! Oh my!
Okay, I'm done. Can we get on with it? Who's left? If I don't know the answer, no one knows the answer.
What goes before a great fall?
I don't know.
Pride. Shall we?
It's finally here. The show that you've been waiting for. The Vancouver B-Movie Factory, where movie-making dreams come true. Check your local listings for airtimes.
And another thing, I have only one Mac Pro, just one. This is awful. And one PC, just one. And I got one iMac, and I got one Mac Mini. These are all 2012 models, Richard, 2012. And I've got like one Apple Watch Sport. How am I supposed to film anything on an Apple Watch Sport? I need a gold version at least. And I'm impoverished, Richard. I can't get anything done.
Wow. So let's go to the DIY episode where we're going to talk about keyframes. If you can afford to do this, could you roll the Wi-Fi, please?
Oh, it's not whether I can afford it, it's whether you can afford it, Richard, 'cause I'm gonna bill you. I'm gonna bill you. You just get ready for this. 100, 1,000, 1,000,000.
You know, Richard, I thought the other day I was plunging out the toilets. There's a particular hard bit in the U-bend, and it made me think, what is a keyframe?
That made you think, what's a keyframe? Well, good question. I get asked that question a lot, actually. And it's incredibly important. It's so important, in fact, that I've written it on the side of my rig to always remember what is the keyframe. Well, you've seen bad photography, you've probably seen bad paintings, right? When you go into a museum and you see good photography and you see great paintings, that's the essence of a keyframe. A keyframe is a single image which tells the story of that moment, right? So in good photography, let's have a look at this image here, right? This is from the Vancouver Folk Music Festival. And it's a cafe, there's music going on in the background, there's people, and it's quite easy for you to imagine a scene happening there. You might even write a bit of your own narrative to an image like that. The next step, of course, is to more directly tell the story in a single frame. So in this example, you see that we go from hard hat area and it leads your eye to this beautiful woman in the background in this sort of post-apocalyptic scene. So again, quite easy to overlay a narrative to that sort of image. So the essence of a keyframe in filmmaking then is the idea or the principle that at any moment, more or less, you should be able to stop your film, pull a single frame, and say, this has a bit of story. This is telling me a bit of narrative.
So, how does that relate to a U-bend?
It doesn't. But if you meant film, well, here's a clip from A Place Apart that illustrates that. It shows quite clearly going into and out of a single static keyframe.
But that's a still frame. How do you deal with the moving camera?
Glad you asked that. From the film Flower of Battle, there is a pivotal moment at the end of the film that shows you exactly how to move and transition up and tell two different stories in a single frame, in a moving shot. And that's a keyframe. So if you don't mind, go clean those U-bends, eh?
Oh, right, yeah.
Right.
It's finally here. The show that you've been waiting for. The Vancouver B-Movie Factory, where movie-making dreams come true. Check your local listings for airtimes.
And I need a Spark workstation, and I want a NASA supercomputer with Cray capabilities, and I need a Telstar satellite, and I want unlimited rice pudding, and I want it all, Richard, I want it all! I want the Aries, I want the Reds, I want the Canons, I need the Zeiss lenses, I need it all!
Let's go watch a movie.
Well, that's okay, because every movie we run costs you money. It costs you money, buddy.
Right. Okay, I'll think about that.
Ah. More Doom.
Designer Milk, brought to you by cows.
Government worldwide.
What?
Imposed a ban on
You catching that?
Come on, movie, speak up.
What?
Well, at least they're shouting in capitals, anyway.
But let's see the film. Whoa! This film's got me going away. There we go.
Pass me my kippers.
I spy with my little eyes something that is milk.
I want that milkshake really bad. Really bad. Time to do this, man.
I need to.
Somebody's jonesing out there.
Shaky Pete.
What?
Was that a cat? Oh.
What are you getting so excited about?
I just think this is a really great film now.
Huh?
Yes. And then, what?
Richard, what did we just see?
I don't know, but you might have to leave the room. Aha.
Whoa.
What?
Intense, and I have no idea what the hell for.
Who is this man? Oh, I don't know, but...
Well, apparently that warranted a right cross. There, he's doing it again.
Was that cane loaded?
Seems.
And abduction. The tone of this film is milky to me.
Try that door handle, you fool.
I'm going to the police.
Do you really want to?
I do want my milkshake though.
He wants a milkshake. I think they're in the back seat.
Welcome to the team.
Something to be sickened to.
It made her cry. And... wow.
I don't really understand this movie.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not for you. You should leave. I'm just going to watch it a couple more times and make sure I understood all the key elements to it. I think there was two that I really need to be sure of. So, yeah.
You're kind of weird, Richard.
Yeah.
There was a slate in this film?
Huh? There are people in this film?
Well, at least it was produced anyway.
Not by the producer.
Richard, yes, und jetzt die Rechnung. It's time for the reckoning of doom. You know how much you owe me, Richard? Do you wanna know how much you owe me? Let's have a look. Let's see, running that movie costs $250,000. And then there's the gratuity, the dog biscuits, the window tax, the cow ointment. There's my salary plus infinity times squared. You know how much it comes to, Richard? You know how much you owe me? You owe me $4.5 billion. That's right, Richard, $4.5 billion. Imagine the camera equipment I could buy, the raw computing power alone. I'll be able to go to another planet with the movies I'll be able to make.
You're right.
No.
No, you don't look all right. Would you like to be fixed?
Yes.
It's going to cost you...
How much?
Oh, I don't know, say $5 billion.
I hate you so much.
Hey, Scott!
No.
Hey, you can sweep this pile of junk into a bin so we can fix it a little later.
Alright.
Hey, thanks for watching the show, everyone. It's great to have you aboard. Check us out on indieaction.ca where you can learn all kinds of wonderful stuff about us. See us on YouTube, sponsor us, Facebooking, and all that sort of stuff. Well, I got some work to do, it looks like. Till next time, see you later.